Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naranjaiva Narottamam
Narottamam
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim
Tato Jayamudiraye
Saraswatim
Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Ashtaprayeshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttama Sloke
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naistiti Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devagi Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandachaya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Govindaya Namaha.
Om Tats. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees once again. Please go on mute who are all not talking. Okay. Everyone, it is better to keep everyone mute. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So today we are going to discuss about the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sloka, first canto, 18th chapter, Sloka number 26. It's the continuation of our yesterday's discussion. 1:18:26. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Pratiruddhendriya-prāṇa
Pratiruddhendriya-prāṇa
mano-buddhim upāratam
mano-buddhim upāratam
sthāna-trayāt paraṁ prāptaṁ
sthāna-trayāt
brahma-bhūtam avikriyam
brahma-bhūtam avikriyam
pratiruddhendriya-prāṇa
pratiruddhendriya-prāṇa
mano-buddhim upāratam
mano-buddhim upāratam
sthāna-trayāt paraṁ prāptaṁ
sthāna-trayāt paraṁ
brahma-bhūtam avikriyam
brahma-bhūtam avikriyam
pratiruddhendriya-prāṇa mano-buddhim upāratam
mano-buddhim upāratam
sthāna-trayāt paraṁ prāptaṁ brahma-bhūtam avikriyam.
brahma-bhūtam avikriyam.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Pratiruddha, restrained. Indriya, the sense organs. Prana, air of respiration. Manaha, the mind. Buddhim, intelligence. Upāratam, inactive. Sthāna, places. Trayāt, from the tree. Paraṁ, transcendental. Prāptaṁ, achieved. Brahma-bhūtam, qualitatively equal with the Supreme Absolute. Avikriyam, unaffected. Translation, Purport by Jivingri Sabhay Charnavadi S.T. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. The Muni's sense organs breathe, mind, and intelligence were all restrained from material activities, and he was situated in a trance apart from the three: wakefulness,
wakefulness,
dream,
dream,
and unconsciousness.
and consciousness.
Having achieved
Achieve
a transcendental position,
a transcendental position,
qualitatively equal with
qualitatively
the
equal
Supreme Absolute
absolute.
Purport. It appears that the muni in whose hermitage the king entered was in yogic trance. The transcendental position is attained by three processes, namely the process of jñāna or theoretical knowledge of transcendence, the process of yoga or factual realization of trance by manipulation of the psychological, physiological and psychological functions of the body, and the most approved process of bhakti-yoga or the engagement of senses in the devotional service of the Lord. In the Bhagavad-gītā also, we have the information of the gradual development of perception from matter to a living entity. Our material mind and body develop from the living entity, the soul, and being influenced by the three qualities of matter, we forgot our real identity. The jnana process theoretically speculates about the reality of the soul, but Bhakti Yoga factually engages the spirit soul in activities. The perception of matter is transcended to still subtler states of the senses. The senses are transcended to the subtle mind and then to breathing activities and gradually to intelligence. Beyond the intelligence, the living soul is realized by the mechanical activities of the yoga system or practice of meditation, restraining the senses, regulating the breathing system, and applying the intelligence to rise to the transcendental position. This trance stops all material activity of the body. The king saw the muni in that position. He also saw the muni as follows. Hare Krishna. So this sloka, it is talking from the, yesterday we discussed that the king was going for the hunting, and there he was chasing a stag. Stag means it's like a deer. So he was chasing that. But by doing that chasing time, so he felt he was thirsty and he was fatigued and he was weak. So he immediately wanted the water. So he was searching for the water, and that time he saw a hut. In that, one muni, Samika Muni, Samika Muni hut he saw. In that, Muni was sitting in the meditation position and he was doing the meditation. So yesterday we discussed that. So today the continuation is this sloka is talking about the Muni, how he was there. So the Muni's sense organs, his breath, his mind, intelligence, all are restrained from the material activities. So everything restrained from the material activities. He's not thinking about any material activities. What I need to do next, what I need to cook. He's not thinking about outside in this material body. He's not thinking about anything on the material thing. So he is situated in the trance. Trance in the sense, he went out of this world. His mind went out of this world. Sometimes we will also be in the trance, about very deep thinking. We will sit at home or in the office. If it's something very deeply we be thinking, even though we awake, somebody spoke with us, we know somebody speaking something, but it won't go inside of our ears, inside of our mind. Why? Because physically we are available here, but mentally we transferred our consciousness to the thing what we are intensely thinking. It may be our job, it may be our any other important work, something. It may be our health. Something when we went to the deep thinking, then we will forget our surroundings. So this will happen for us occasionally, or most of the time it will be material things only. But for this Muni, he out of this material activities. So he was in the trance because he is a Muni, he is a sadhu. So he is practicing the yoga practice. What he is doing, yoga practice, he was in the trance and he was focusing on this Supreme Lord. So the morning program, whatever we are doing in the temple, if you go to the morning Mangalarti program, it is also the similar kind of process. But this is whatever we are doing is bhakti yoga process. But whatever muni is practicing, it is in the yogic process, meditation. And the meditation process, so here, the transcendental, we can attain the transcendental position. That means connect with the Lord with three processes. One is the jñāna process. Jnana means theoretically we read the book and we understand, okay, we need to do, then we will attain the Lord. That is jnana process. And the next process is yoga process. What is yoga process? Yoga means physically, okay, we need to be, first we need to practice yoga. Means now also we are outside world, there are so many yoga systems are there. So they are all giving the knowledge only the physically how to fit. So bend like this, keep your leg like this, focus on your neck, focus on your hand, focus on your leg, put your leg like this. There are many postures are there, posture. So in that posture, they will ask us to do so that we will also feel light. If you practice yoga, it will feel light. And after that, our mind will be in the focus mode. Even if you do the yoga regularly, it may look like it's a physical activity. It is only for the physical thing. Yoga is not for the physical activity first. Yoga means it is a link. So link means which is connecting through the process to the Lord. That is yoga. So we are following one process, that process connecting us to the Lord. So whatever connecting with the Lord, that should be called yoga. Otherwise, if it is not connecting to the Lord, that is not a yoga at all. That is just a gymnastic exercises only. So the yoga process means it should connect with the Lord. So there are many yoga centers are there outside, and they will teach us the yoga process so that we will be fit and fine. So that is mainly focus on healthy only and material activities only. That things it may give the material things, but we can't progress in bhakti on that. So that doing that yoga, the posture physically, that is one of the steps. That's all. To reach the transcendental position, that is one of the steps. By controlling our body, then we are getting into the next. So once we control our body, the next step is psychological also. Our mind will be calm. Once we control our body, once we focus on our body posture and all, then psychologically our mind will also come to the calm mode. Then we can get into the meditation. So this Muni was in that state. He was sitting in the posture and he was in the trance and he was focusing on the Lord. So here it is say that, so having achieved a transcendental position, so the Muni, he achieved the transcendental position qualitatively equal with the Supreme Lord. Quality. The quality, what is the quality he maintained? It is equal to the Supreme Lord. Like that he maintained. So we are also part and parcel of the Lord. So there is a analogy always given by Prabhupada. See, the big ocean is there. In the ocean, so much of salty water is there. And if you take one drop of water, the ocean water quality will be there in the one drop of water also. So we are like that one drop of water. The ocean is like the Supreme Lord. Qualitatively, we are equal. But here, the Muni also, qualitatively, he equal in that transcendental position with the Supreme Lord. How? He was meditating on the Supreme Lord. He controlled all his senses. He relieved from the material activities and he focused on the Supreme. So that's the reason he was equal to the Supreme Absolute. He was in that position. And here Prabhupada is mentioning that through the three process, we can attain this position. We already discussed about jnana and the yoga system, the physical and psychological yoga functioning of the body, controlling and taking it to the body, into the next level. And the third one is, the topmost is bhakti yoga. So bhakti yoga is whatever we are practicing now is the bhakti yoga, devotional activities, devotional service. Through the devotional service also we can attain that transcendental position. So it is very easy compared to other two. It is very easy. Yes, compared to other two, first one is jnana. It is theoretically only we will accept. And it will take time to get into the process. Without guidance, we can't get into the process. And the yoga system, that is also mainly focusing on physically. Then it is coming to the mental platform. Then third time we are getting into the connecting with the Lord. So this is a long process, lengthy process. Because in order to come into the perfection itself, it will take time. In the Bhagavad-gītā, Krishna himself used to say that. So you need to be in the transcendental, you need to sit, your back should be erect, and your leg should be in this position, your hand should be in this position, and your eyes should be, it should not fully closed, it is only 75% only closed, 25% should be open, and your eye focus should be on your focus should be on your forehead. Then you need to concentrate on the Supreme. So these are all the tedious and mechanical process, the yoga process. It won't give the desired result in the easy manner, because we need to, years together, we need to practice so that we can attain that position. But Bhakti Yoga, it is not that, not like that. It is very easy process. So through the Bhakti Yoga, we can attain that same position. So whatever we are doing in the morning program, Mangalarti, we are attending the Mangalarti. So Mangalarti means in front of the deity or in front of the photo of the Lord, the pujari, he is doing the arati. First he will do the upāratam, deepa-arati, and he is the water, spreading the water arati, and he will do the towel arati, and he will do the flower arati, then chamara and whisk. Everything he was doing, and we are focusing on the Lord. That time, our focus fully on the Lord. So at that time, if you see, some kirtan will be going on, and we are seeing the Lord, and in between the smell, the flower will come to us, they will smell it, and they will apply the Narsimha Taila. So that will also, we are smelling, and we are singing. So if you see, that time they are dancing also in the morning time. So if you see that, the science behind that is, all of our senses are focused on Lord on that particular time. Every day, once you wake up in the morning, take bath, and directly we are going to the Mangalarti. Means the first activity, we are focusing, using all the senses towards the Lord. We are seeing the Lord's photo, so our eyes are engaged there, and we are hearing the kirtan, so our ears are engaged in the Lord, and our nose, we are smelling the flowers and the Narsimha Taila, so our nose senses are also engaged, and we are singing, our tongue also engaged. Everything, sometimes they are sprinkling the water, that our bodily we are dancing, so that our body also engaged. All of our senses are engaged towards the Supreme Lord. So this is, even though it is look like it is very easy for us compared to other system, it is very easy for us. Just focus on the Lord in the morning, that's all. So that's the beauty of Bhakti Yoga. Just engage all the senses to the Lord. So this is the easy way to engage all the senses towards the Lord. So morning, we are focusing to the Lord continuously. And after the Mangalarti, what we are doing, we are sitting and we are chanting the Supreme Lord. We are remembering the Supreme Lord. So that time also, we are engaging all of our senses. Like we can see the photo of the Lord, or we can, in front of the Tulasi, we can sit, or in front of the Guru, or in front of the Lord's photo, and we can sit and we can chant. So in that way also, we can engage all of our senses. While chanting also, we can engage all of our senses towards the Lord, like by seeing whatever we are chanting. So our mouth is, we are chanting, so our mouth is engaged, our tongue is engaged. And what our process is, whatever you are chanting, you just hear it. You don't want to think about anything, you just hear it. And our ears also engaged in that. And already the flowers are all offered in front of you, the flowers are there, and the aroma, the flowers smell and agarbatti smell, it is going on the room. So that also, our nose is engaged. And we are chanting the holy name of the Lord. So all of our senses are engaged, or we are sitting in the proper position, and we are chanting in the holy name of the Lord. And we are focusing on the whatever we are chanting. So our mind also engaged. All of our 6 senses are engaged on the Supreme Lord while doing the chanting. So that is the perfect way. But if even though one of your sense is going away from this, that won't be a perfect, you won't get the perfect result on that. Sometimes we may see the mobile. So somebody messaged me, we will see the mobile. So our eyes and our mind will go into that mobile. So our two senses are away from the chanting. Even though mechanically we are chanting, it will go away. And we are hearing something, somebody speaking with us, and we are chanting. Somebody next to us sitting and speaking. Okay, do this, do that, it happen like that. So that time we are mechanically chanting, and our ears are went into that person, what he is speaking. So this is not the proper way of doing the chanting. So proper way of doing the chanting means focus all of our senses only on the chanting of the holy name and remembering the Lord, seeing the Lord. So whatever process I explained. So if we did like that, our progress in bhakti, it will be very, very quick. It will go, we will get into the transcendental position very easily. So that is the reason it is all the acharyas, everybody is insisting us, do your sadhana in the morning itself, in the brahma-bhūtam time itself. Once you wake up, because you in this night you slept and your mind will be fresh. So the fresh mind, it is easy for us to focus on the holy name of the Lord. That is the reason morning, we are waking up immediately, we are starting our chanting. So all, and behind that process, if you individually, if you see, all of our senses also focusing on the holy name of the Lord. So that is the position. That is also the equal to the same position what this muni was doing, achieving the transcendental position qualitatively equal to the Supreme Lord. So if you are able to whatever we discussed, all the senses, your ears, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and your mind, everything, if you are able to focus on the standing of the holy name of the Lord, then that we are also in the same position of supreme absolute truth. So in Kali Yuga, it is not necessary to leave everything and go there in the secluded place, go to Himalayas and do the tapasya and then achieve the transcendental position. It is not necessary. It is not advised also. In Bhagavad-gītā also, Krishna is saying, yesterday we saw the sloka 8.8. So there Krishna is saying that to do your prescribed duty, whatever your activities, you do it, but give the focus on me, keep me in center and do that. Remember me and do that. Whatever you are doing, do it for me. That's all. Then you will come to me without any doubt. That's what Krishna is giving the assurance. So it is easy to achieve Krishna. The process is easy. But because of our mind, we are unable to control our senses. Because of that, we are deviating here and there. So for that reason only, we are practicing every day morning. So somebody to ask Prabhupada, it is necessary to do all these devotional activities or so much of chanting we have to do to reach the Lord. So Prabhupada told it is not necessary. Devotional service, why we are doing all the devotional activities? Because our body is, we can't sit one place ideally, sit and do the chanting 24 hours. So it is tend to do some activities. So that is the reason we have to engage in our devotional activities. So don't go into the mundane activity, do some devotional activities so that our body will be engaged. So that is the reason we are doing devotional activities. But the ultimate result is chanting the holy name of the Lord is the ultimate, that only gives the ultimate result. All the other activities to bring our focus towards the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. For that only all the other devotional activities we are doing. That's what Purport explained. So chanting is the primary thing. 90% of our success in the spirituality, getting into the bhakti, it is depend on our chanting only. But the 10% of the work, whatever we are doing, the devotional services, we are preparing, we are cleaning the temple, we are preparing the bhoga, we are decorating the altar. All those things should be there, but that is give you the 10% of result only. So the 10% of result, while we are doing to engage our body and to train our mind to focus on the Lord. So once we focused towards the Lord with all of our senses through our chanting, that is the ultimate place we can attain. Even the yogi, whatever the yogis are doing in the Himalayas, we can attain sitting at home itself, we can attain that similar result. How? Following the bhakti-yoga. The yogis are following the yoga system, this and that. We are not needed to do, because that is the very tedious process as explained by Krishna. Because in Bhagavad-gītā, Arjuna is saying that Krishna, after explaining, Arjuna is saying that Krishna, it is not possible to control my mind. I can control the wind, but I can't control my mind. That's what Arjuna is saying. So it is not, even Arjuna 5,000 years back, we are unable to control. That time, there is no mobile, no cinema, no mall, and no IT companies, no work. But still, he unable to focus. No distraction for them. But still, he unable to focus on. So he's saying that unable to control my mind. That's what Arjuna's statement. Even though he was a devotee of the Lord. So for us also, it is here now in the Kali Yuga, we have all the distraction. Mobile, it is within our hand only we are bringing. Everything is there to exploit, to waste our time and exploit our mind also. Everything is there in that mobile. And similar time, it is good thing also there. But our mind always connected with the negative things. So because we trained from the childhood because our circumstances, everything is taught us like that, something happening negatively, then our mind will focus more on that. If somebody shouting in the street, immediately we will go, we wanted to go and see what is happening there. We won't say, okay, it is none of our business, somebody fighting, why you want to do? We will focus on our work. We won't do that. If you see currently also, practically if you see somebody fighting in the road, 2 persons fighting means a big crowd around them. They're just watching. Nobody is trying to nobody going to ask what is happened, what happened. Nobody will ask. Just they want to see that what is happening. So in that way, our mind is trained up from the beginning. So we need to change. We need a lot of changes from our mind, from the negative things to positive things. So that is the reason. Morning, wake up. And if you are at home, you are not coming to the temple, or you are not doing able to Mangala Arati, just sit and see the Mangala Arati, whatever we are, the Zoom we are sharing, Mayapur Mangala Arati. There we can see the Lord and we can focus all of our senses, focus towards it and do the chanting. Then we can attain the similar result, whatever the yogis are attaining. So this sloga, today's sloga, it is representing that the muni is controlled all his senses and he is focused on the Supreme Lord. So, and he attained the supreme transcendental position qualitatively equal to Supreme Lord. So we can also do the same thing if you are focusing all of your senses in the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, sitting at home itself, morning itself, every day we can attain the similar transcendental position like a Supreme Lord. So by practicing like this, because initially your mind will go here and there. You need to pull it back, and I want to focus. You need to train up your mind so that one particular time, your mind will fully calm down and you can focus. And another thing, if you do the morning chanting, the whole day, if you see, your mind will be in the calm mode. It won't come. It won't rise also. Even though if you get, sometimes you may get frustration and anger because of some office work or somebody else, immediately it will come to the normal mode, because we trained our mind in the morning itself, getting into the transcendental, we touched the transcendental position. So that is the reason that effect will be there in the whole day. So the most powerful thing in this world is chanting of the holy name of the Lord in the Kali Yuga. Please do it stringently, seriously. Take it serious. Take some tapasya. You have to do the tapasya. Do it in the specific time. We can attain the similar position what this Muni was discussing. We can attain the qualitatively. We can attain the Supreme Lord's position. How he was meditating, similar meditation we can get and get the blessing of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Any doubt? Any